What's up, people? It's your boy Jatwan, and I'm tired. I'm freaking tired. It's freaking hot outside right now. It's hot. And I just got back in like maybe 20, 30 minutes ago, and I figured I need to come here really quickly, record this video, and start to have some fun because I need to go and practice some riding. Not horses or anything, but I need to practice on my bike some more. Finally passed the biking course. It was hot out there, but yeah, let's get into it. Let's get into it. So what we have here, this is I forgot the name of the craft ship. This is a reintroduction of a mod that we have not seen for a while. This one is Impossible Innovations is actually on here and has been updated for 1.13. And so what you'll see is these tanks will have these blue strips on there. Those actually are deuterium. And here we have our fusion engines that use that deuterium. They are currently scaled down a bit so they would fit on here nicely. Now what this craft is, because I know a lot of people are going to ask me how to do this, so I'm going to go into how I did this in a bit. But this is a functional X-Wing, believe it or not. It's not an X-Wing like in Star Wars, but it is an X-Wing that can fly. So we're going to take this out for a quick flight. So first things first, let's go ahead and hit our SAS is active. Engines are go. And let's go ahead and kick these up. Now, the problem you're going to see a lot of is that there's going to be a lot of flex on Infernal Robotics on these wings. That actually takes away from some of my lift. So I have had to adjust accordingly to make sure that things just don't rip off. Okay. So let's get our gear up. And look at that flex on those wings. And right off the back, we're already in trouble. Okay. Oh god. Oh god. That is not going well. That is not going well. Okay. Okay. And our slow descent into destruction. So what we learned from that liftoff, is that if we go full throttle on the liftoff, there's going to be so much deflection on those joints that it is going to alter our lift and throw us straight backwards. That's not good. So what we're going to do is we're not going to go full throttle on the jump. We are actually just going to go just enough to get ourselves clearing the ground. So once we are going upwards, we're gonna turn everything off. What? Lift! Okay, right there, we're good. Nice, well balanced. And as you see right here, we have a crap ton of flex, which is not good, but we need to get high enough so we can actually adjust everything and go forward. So we're going to start our adjustment, and you'll see us go into our X-Wing formation. Here we go. Whoops, I'm on the wrong button. Oh. Oh man, so look at that flex we have on there. So what happens is the wings fold up and the engines rotate backwards, which gives us a kind of a bit of flexibility. And as you can see, those joints do not appreciate this very much. So we're going to throttle this down a bit because we don't need full throttle for this to work. Right now we just need stability. Not bouncing all the way around. Okay, there we go. Alright, she's stable. So that worked. That worked out. I'm surprised that it worked out so well, but it does work. It's putting a lot of pressure on those joints. So if possible, I would try to click on, on these fusion engines, which I don't think I'm going to be able to do. Let's see if we can get ourselves going into a, there we go. Okay, wow. So let's go ahead and turn off that gimbal. And I think that should work. Alright, gimbal, and one more for gimbal. We have a lot of glide time right now, don't we? Okay. Let's see if that works any better for us. Oh, that is way better. Way better. Now, you're still going to have a bit of trouble with doing anything with heavy maneuvers, but this does give you a bit of adjustment you can do. So we're going to go ahead and throw on our brakes. And we're going to try to switch everything back to our vertical liftoff. So let's go and do that. That's the wrong way. Let's do that real quick. And you see right there, everything adjusts really quickly, which is really nice. Because now we're just going, we're slowly coming down. And now we are still slowly coming down, and vertical speeds dropping into the negatives. There we go. So we can actually use that to land this craft, which is really freaking cool, and I love the way it looks once we have all that going. So let's go ahead and switch everything back to flight mode. And we are back in action. I freaking love it. It looks so freaking awesome. Yes, that is an awesome way to do an X-Wing. So that way you can have an X-Wing, you can have your vertical liftoff, and you can have a really sweet looking aircraft all at the same time. Once again, that mod is Impossible Innovations that gives me the deuterium and tritium fuel. And for the tweaking of the sizes, I use tweak scale. And for any of the moving joints, that was done via Infernal Robotics, which also uses some tweak scale, so you do want to use that. These here are actually intakes. They intake, let's turn all that, there we go. These intake hydrogen, and then you can convert that hydrogen to tritium or to deuterium. There we go, that's the word I'm looking for. You see, if I can click on it here, I got it kind of tucked away here, so it's a little hard to get to, but well, I'd have to set it up as an action group because it's way too hard to click on right now, but that would give me a way to actually manage this a lot better and actually be able to refill my deuterium while in flight. It extends your flight out quite some time. So let's jump into the spaceplane hangar and show you kind of how we did this. Alright, be right back. Alright, we are back. I'm sorry, I am like feeling slightly out of it. It was so hot. It was like 90 something degrees with humidity over here on the east coast, and it was just, with that motorcycle helmet I got, it was way hotter than it should have been. And so I am currently recovering from all the stresses of being out in there, the learning, the heat. Oh God, it is really hard to be out there right now, but it's done. It's done. All right, so what we have here, you'll see here we have these joints, these pivotrons. Now, what I noticed about my pivotrons is that they weren't staying connected. So what I want to do is actually take these and reconnect them, because I had to move these around a bit in order to keep everything secured when I was adjusting my center of mass, center of lift. And you'll see here, center of mass, center of lift, it is pretty close on. And once everything starts flexing, it throws things off a bit, but we need to try to keep it as close as possible to where we are, so I can't just full throttle on my liftoff. But these engines from Impossible Innovations are plenty strong enough to get you VTOL. Like right now, even shrunken down, you'll see that they have plenty of strength to them. I can't see. There we go. So you'll see right here that my thrust, I still have 128 to me right now. And 10,000 ISP isn't too damn shabby. A bit of thrust vectoring as well, but as you saw, I had to get rid of any gimbal in order to make this a more stable flight. So this would give you, if I bring up my Infernal Robotics window, both of these are just tied together to go up, and these are tied together to go down, and the engines just go the opposite way. They have their speeds and limits tweaked. So you'll see right here that any of my rotatrons controlling my engines, they are actually sped up to 3. What this does is it gives me this nice smooth transition. So by the time that my wings are reaching their flight position, their horizontal flight position, that those engines are now fully engaged, nice and smooth, kicking to the rear, which makes everything really, really smooth when you're flying. So just a few things to keep in mind. So there you go. One more look there. And it looks really sweet once it goes. But you see right here, I have a bit more thrust up top. But, I mean, if you wanted to be really precise about it, you can just limit it right there on your angles and just kind of check here and see what your angles are. And that would give you, that would let you see, yep, there we go, 1794. So I could actually tweak that out to limit it to 1794 for any of my hinges, and that would keep my thrust almost centered on my center of mass. So those are some things to keep in mind when you're doing this, if you decide to do it. It makes a really fancy aircraft, and this one's actually built more for flying in space. So like right now, I have everything on Moon, but as you can see right here, on Kerbal, we are at 1.44 for our TWR. So it's just enough. We have a 49-minute burn here on Kerbal, and we're pretty good, because once I take this, if I decided to take this out to the Moon or Min-Miss, this craft can probably reach every planet out there. So I'm just saying, plus the ability for it to gather its hydrogen and transform that, convert that from hydrogen into tritium or deuterium, extends that flight out quite some time. But for now, I'm going to get on out here. I've been yapping my mouth off. I'm all excited right now because the whole bike thing went well. But I hope to catch you guys in the next video. For now, this is your boy Jatois, and I'm out. Peace! I need to deploy everything. No, wait. Now deploy. And we're going to go ahead and, well, we have to wait because now we need our copper. So, like I